Hey, Visionary, it's Vanessa Lindsay here. Now, listen, if you're feeling the heat from recent funding cuts, especially from federal grants, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Breathe in, breathe out. You are not alone. And today I'm here to give you the strategy and the support to weather this storm, like the powerful nonprofit founders you are the nonprofit leader, whether you're the founder or the leader. We are here and we're going to weather this storm because a lot is going on, right? So, first things first. Communication is your powerful tool right now. We have to communicate. It's our first step up and not step back. We've got to move forward with this. So reach out to your funders, your staff, your board, your allies, and yes, your local representatives. Don't assume they know what's happening. We have to tell them. We need to really be transparent, let them know this is what's going on. This is what's affecting. This is what's affecting our community. This is what's affecting our clients we serve. Okay. So first of all, let folks know what your work is doing in the community. Let them know, okay? Let them know what happens if the funding dries up and as the funding is drying up, let them know. And really, we have to keep it real. But don't forget the impact and the heart behind your mission. While we're keeping it real, let them know, what really hurts me is we've taken a lot of hits, but it's the clients that's taking the hits. They depend on us and they don't realize and understand what's going on when they're coming to get services and they realize their favorite service provider is no longer there because the funding is cut. Please let them know. And don't just send one email and call a day. Federal agencies are short staffed. So you may need to be lovingly persistent, be very persistent, but be patient and stay on it. Call them, email, follow up, let them know you're watching and waiting respectively because these cuts are deep and we are all affected. Now, this is really, really critical. If your organization has any outstanding drawdowns that they need to draw down from the federal government, request that money right now. Don't wait. Sometimes we wait. Oh, we're going to build down a month from now, or we're going to build down a couple weeks. There are so many major delays happening because there are staff shortages. So you don't want to be sitting around on an unpaid request and think hoping you're going to get it because funding was pulled back this past last week. They pulled money back. So if you've gotten a stop work order, a lot of organizations have, or cancellation letters, honey, don't panic, but also don't go it alone. Talk to your legal counsel before responding to these letters. These letters can sound scary, but you have rights and we have options. Breathe and get help. We got options. Sometimes when they come and like last week when they hit the cuss and they said, stop the funding, we're going to retro you back, we're taking your money back. And we're thinking we don't have nothing, there's nothing we could do, there's a lot we can do. And next, I cannot stress this enough. Your cash flow forecast is not just a spreadsheet, it's your lifeline. I want you to create a rolling forecast, maybe monthly, maybe weekly, whatever keeps you alert so you know exactly what's going on. And then I want you to ask yourself, how much money's coming in? What's coming in? And what's going out? And what could change next week? Because this is changing. I'm telling you, this is changing on a day by day basis. And then do the hard part. Okay. We have to do scenario planning. I know it's not fun, but it's necessary. What if your funding drops by 20%? What if a grant is delayed by 60 days? Can you shift spending? Can you scale down a bit or lean on reserves? Because this is the time to do it. So, sit with your board. And yes, even the quiet ones, the ones that's not doing anything, and run through your options before the pressure hits. It's better to panic. It's better to be prepared than to panic because sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, they're taking my funding. What do we do? And so now let's have some real talk about diversifying our revenue, whether you're getting hit by the federal government with all the pullbacks, whether you're hit by your state, by your county, or whatever, because it's a trickle down effect. You're not alone. If you are too dependent on government funding, you're very vulnerable. I understand what that's like. So here's the question. Where else can money come from? And I want you to get prepared. If you're a new nonprofit, I want you to get prepared for this, okay? I want you to look, there's your foundations, there's individuals, donors. Individuals, donors gave over $383 billion in 2023, okay? There's earned income. Maybe you could do a service, offer a class or a workshop. And what about small sponsorships from local businesses? Okay. Even a little shift toward those sources can help stabilize you or kickstart your nonprofit, right? And if your forecast says there's a gap coming, it might be time to explore a line of credit. Yes, go to the bank and ask for a line of credit. And some of the banks will give nonprofits a line of credit. So don't be afraid of that conversation. Just make sure you have a plan for repayment because they're going to want to know what that repayment plan is, okay? Oh my goodness, it's just amazing what's going on. And I know a lot of you are revisiting your strategic plans right now. If you have a strategic plan, and that's really good because we should have a strategic plan, an annual one, a 3-year one, and a 5-year annual plan. But here's what I want you to remember. Look beyond the federal funding. Look beyond the grants. The grants are wonderful, but we have to look beyond that. And so when you're doing your planning, put all the potential revenue sources on the table. Grants, of course, your donations, your sponsorship, program income, rents, royalties, whatever applies to you, you have more than you realize. Because sometimes a small pivot, like charging a fee for a workshop, sometimes we think it's nonprofits. We can't charge people a fee. Yes, you can. Do you have curriculum? Maybe you can license your curriculum to other nonprofits. This can open up a whole new income stream. So we're not just surviving out here. Remember, we are building a legacy. Let's not go from year to year, which nonprofits do, unfortunately. That's what happens when we depend on things like the government. Who would have thought the government will pull the funding back from nonprofits, right? Who would have ever thought that? But listen, I've been in this game since the 80s and I've seen the cycles come and go. And so what you do, it really matters. And you know it. Your organization matters. And yes, we're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. We've gotten through this before. And we have to remember, we did not start our nonprofits to say we're going to depend on the federal government to fund it. We started because we said we want to make a difference. So if you need help, I want you to be proactive. I want you to be transparent, and I want you to be prayed and reach out to me. That's what we're building here is a circle of visionary founders. We're building legacies together. It's not just you doing and me doing, we're all doing this together. Okay, so I want you to breathe. Know we're going to get through this. If you need help, again, I said, reach out. All right. And I'm going to put my little ticker up here. For those of you who don't know, I have a community. It's called Visionaries Building Legacies. And what we do is we build legacies together. And I show you how to do more with less. How come my banner's not coming up? Why? I show you how to build more with less. Okay, and using some of the AI that could also really help us in building our legacies. Okay, so if you got any like out of this video, anything, any little nugget, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. And share this with somebody because we've got to do this. All right, you've got this. I'm cheering you every step of the way. I'm getting ready to head on. If you want, I am going to be answering some questions in my circle, my community circle. If you're not a member, you want to make sure you join so you can get your questions answered, so you can get the support that you need. All right. So I hope this helped. Breathe with me. All right. So I look forward to seeing you soon. And thanks for dropping by. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.